my view, there are four mantras, apart from many things that has been said till now, for the billion dreams and aspirations to grow. Number one is manufacturing, for sure, because let me give another statistics. For every truck or bus manufactured and sold, you create 14 jobs. For every car that is made, again, you create close to 12 to 13 jobs in India. So if you see 4 million cars being sold today, you just imagine the number of job creation that's happening. And if India has to grow at the 6% growth, surely automotive industry alone can help in getting employment, getting jobs. That's one part, but this cannot be on the traditional setup because the labor cost arbitrage is a thing of the past. Many countries will take up. The core mantra for success would be to combine digitalization in manufacturing. A lot of work happening on digital twins, on trying to make it faster, better, and I think in terms of quality as well. So I think that's something that we need to, again, pivot on. The second thing, which is very much linked to manufacturing, is also about so the Make in India is great, but it's time now we make in India for the world. And here, from the automotive industry standpoint, it's very clear that yes, there are aspirations. A lot of people ask us, are you going to export? At this stage, the answer is no, because one thing that you need to do this is also a free trade, because this is something that we have been, as a multinational company, always been advocating. Borders need to be open to facilitate free trade. We are also now in India formed a lot of associations. Stefan Alusa is here from AHACA. We have been discussing this during the recent APK as well. And I think this, our job is also to educate Indian industries to ensure that they don't feel the threat of a free trade, because free trade means both the economies grow. We need to have a win-win equation when it comes to these FTAs. Third, of course, I think the last panel was great and enlightening, so I won't delve into empowering the youth also in terms of getting skill development. But I think the biggest, again, opportunity for India is increasing gender diversity in workforce. Today, with a very low participation of the women workforce, we are not capitalizing the huge potential that lies in India. And the demographic dividend, because most of us are lying on simple mathematics saying that, India is having 1.4 billion, growing at an X rate. This young population, they will start consuming. But for them to consume, they need to have the money in the pocket, the per capita GDP needs to go up, and for that, inclusion of the women workforce will mean that the household income, because today an Indian household is dependent on one income household, and that something which pulls development, growth, consumption down, but inclusion of diversity, inclusion of women more in the workforce will lead to this faster acceleration. Last not the least, which is a bit very close to my heart, you have clearly a strategy from India about green transition. I think the statistics that was mentioned yesterday by Honorable Minister Ashwini Vaishnavji, that India today, 45% of the energy today in India is from renewable, non-fossil fuel-based resources. It's staggering, and this comes into for the future, we are discussing about from being a net importer of energy to a net exporter of green energy. This something will change the balance of trade because manufacturing goods and services is one end of the spectrum, but I think energy export coming out of all the initiatives will change the game. But on the other side, now coming back to the automotive industry, we need to also transition to electrification much more rapidly. Use this on one side, the electrification agenda of the government to shift into green energy. On the other side, transform with electric cars. I think the government has a lot of policy initiatives there. India leads in carbon neutrality, leads in decarbonizing the sector. We cannot grow as a country and fulfill the billion aspirations by putting more cars on road or more vehicles on road without decarbonizing. So decarbonizing need for India, again, this comes that if there is an X country at an X rate of electrification, should India also go in that same trajectory or even more? And the answer, in my opinion, is we need to do much more than any other country in the world to electrify so that we decarbonize the sector as we grow. Else, we have different set of challenges in public health as well as in other policies. So to conclude, I would say much has been done, a lot has been done, I would say, and adapted to drive the billion aspirations. I am a firm believer that execution is the only strategy customer or the market or the consumer sees. So can the policymakers, can the business houses all execute. I think media plays a big role in questioning this, in trying to push this, and I would love that to continue. And before I end, I grew up in India, which had and I will translate to English as well, but there's a very famous song. It said, "Hum honge kamyab ek din, ek din, ek din," with lot of dots there. And I grew up, it means in English, we will become successful one day, one day, one day, dot, dot, dot. But it's time we become successful today and not tomorrow. And that mindset we saw in the policymakers yesterday, in the bureaucrats, in organizations like TV9, which are really pushing the agenda very strongly, getting the cultures together. This is just not a business delegation. This is how the aspirations of 1 billion people in India will be aspired. We all, I think Germany and India has a very great connect. As I said, personally, been here for 15 years, coming here almost once a quarter, a lot of association with a lot of friends here. I can't be more proud. Thank you once again, TV9, and for sharing my thoughts on driving aspirations for billions back in India. All the best, and have a nice day ahead. Thank you.